Hello, my name is Christina Baldwin, and this is my presentation on the history of ethnic Mexicans in the United States of America. This video will cover two parts of Mexican-American history in the United States: the conquered generations and the immigrant generations. Before the United States war with Mexico, citizens from both countries crossed borders easily. The border system was put into place and a border patrol force was created, and thus dissolving the ease with which citizens from both countries passed through. People in the United States used to cross over into Mexico to get work, and vice versa. They spent much time in each other's countries, visiting, doing different work. And so once this border system was in place, it made it very difficult for people in both countries to benefit from being together. The Mexican-American War started in 1846. Mexican President Santa Anna and President Polk from the United States fought this war over some border disputes that started in Texas. And the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo was signed, and the price that the United States paid for about between a third and a half of the land of Mexico was 15 million US dollars, which was a crime. And they absorbed all of the citizens, which I think they said was about 77 million people. The Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo was signed after the U.S.-Mexican War. It was the ending of the war, and it resulted in social, political, and economic displacement of the Mexicans throughout the Southwest. Despite giving U.S. citizenship by the treaty and guarantees to respect their property and rights, which did not happen. Eventually, many people lost their lands, and the citizenship, because they were people of color, was not respected. The Mexican people that were in the United States continued to face difficulty, and racism ramped up, and the ethnic Mexican people's lands were stolen at higher rates than before. And wages were based on skin color. And so then Mexicans were treated as more villainous as time went on. They were treated with great levels of prejudice and paid less than workers that were from European nations with lighter skin. Moving on to the immigrant generations, suddenly in certain parts of the United States, Mexican Americans were immigrants. This led to a slew of problems with land, jobs, discrimination, prejudice, and segregation. The massive shift occurred rather quickly, and new ways of coping were established, including the creation of some civic organizations such as LULAC. Land transfer and grab continued as land continued to be stolen and transferred to Anglos, and Mexicans continued to lose ground. The laws that were put into place took the Mexican people to a much lower socioeconomic level than in previous times. And it became illegal to cross the border rather than the country border being transnational. It became an immigration station, making it difficult for people to cross over to go to work and to do different things. The creation of LULAC was to fight prejudice and discrimination. It was something that was supposed to be similar to other civic organizations to help with people's different civic rights, like the ACLU. This was to help Mexican people and other Latin American people to regain their civil rights and to help fight segregation. Thank you very much.